So I'm heading up to the location where the coyotes are, and decided to bring out the big gun tonight. It's the red helium paired with the Canon 50 to 1000 lens. It's a pretty beastly combination. It's kind of heavy. So hopefully we can get some coyotes tonight. But first, if you haven't done so, give this video a like. It helps me out tremendously. And consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already done so. We've got a lot more wildlife filmmaking content in store on the way, so stay tuned for the next ones. All right, I'll catch you on the other side of the intro.
And this is my world now.
My name is Alan Lacey, and I'm a wildlife filmmaker, cameraman, and producer. Adventure with me as I explore the amazing world of nature and show you what it's like filming the wild. In today's episode, I'm out searching for coyotes. They have proven hard for me to film in the past, but today I'm hoping to change my luck, especially with this camera setup.
They've been frequenting this area that's just right out in front of me here. I'm kind of elevated on this little knoll that overlooks this little valley. I kind of call it Coyote Coulee. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful time right now. The sun is just the perfect area. I'm kind of shooting for backlight tonight, just because of the wind, unfortunately. It's kind of blowing in the direction where if I were to try to film them with the perfect light on them, they'd get wind of me. So, now it's time to sit and wait and see what we can get.
For the past few days, I've been consistently seeing coyotes in this particular area of the location I've been filming on.
It's a bit warm right now though.
And I have been trying to get footage of them up close, but it's been extremely challenging. The coyotes here are extremely skittish. Being out in the country like this, it's not uncommon for them to be shot at by the local farmers, which sucks, but it's just the way it is.
It's so hard to find these guys. They blend so well in with their environment. I love coyotes. They are honestly some of my most favorite species. There's something about their pack dynamic that's cool. They're very resilient. They pretty much exist everywhere across the United States. Out here in the depot, there's quite a few different packs and territories of coyotes that have established themselves here. And they are, pretty dominant predators on this landscape. There's nothing else here that tops them. So for our little project on the burrowing owls, they are definitely a force to reckon with for these little guys. So as part of our story is telling the different dangers that burrowing owls face, and so I'm out trying to get some footage of these guys, these coyotes, so that we can showcase what types of predators live on this landscape. And they're out there. They're just really hard to find.
Coyotes blend in extremely well with their surroundings, and so it's nearly impossible to spot them out in the fields, especially if they are laying down and not moving, often hidden in the grasses, which is likely what they're doing here in this late afternoon sunshine. But that's the beauty of this camera and lens combination. This lens is capable of zooming to about 1500 millimeters if needed, which is great to use to scan the area for any possible sign of life.
Alright, so a whole pack of coyotes just howled about a mile over there, probably. And it kicked off a chorus of some other coyotes, probably be about a mile the other direction. So unfortunately, I'm in the actual spot right now where there aren't any coyotes, at least none that howled. But the last few times I've been here, they've been howling like right off the hill here. So apparently, they've moved on. Kind of the way it goes, though. Yeah, they're done howling now. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but nonetheless, it's still beautiful to get out. Tonight I lost no coyotes right out in front of me that I am seeing or hearing. They are off in two different directions. So I might hang out here just a little bit and see if there's anything else that pops up through here. But other than that, yep, that's the way wildlife filmmaking goes. Often you do not get your subject. But you just never know. One might still decide to stroll through here, so I'm going to give it a little more time. It's all about being patient and waiting. Unfortunately, I don't have a blind that I can sit in, so I'm actually kind of using the terrain, hopefully to my advantage. So I'm kind of up, I'm a little elevated. There's a little berm in front of me here, and then these little whatever, I don't even know what these kind of bushes are, but they are also kind of blocking a little bit of view. So if someone does come through, we'll get it, but it's not looking too promising at the moment.
It's always the waiting game that I love about wildlife filmmaking. The hours of time to sit and think, to sort out life's biggest problems and solve whatever needs to be solved. And of course, whenever your subject enters the frame, it's absolutely magic when that happens. The hard work and time pays off, but it usually takes a lot of time and patience and the ability to be resilient and wait for that moment.
So some of the key things actually to be a wildlife filmmaker, two things really that come to mind. One is patience, and the second one is resilience. Oftentimes when you're out in the field, your subject that you're trying to film is either very elusive, or they only come into certain areas at certain times, and you gotta be very patient and really kind of wait out your subject to arrive, which also requires resilience, because sometimes it doesn't happen in 4 or 6 hours, however long you're there. It could take you days, it could take you weeks until you finally get that shot. This is probably the 7th or 8th day now that I've been out here at this specific location. I have seen them, but usually the lighting gets so bad that it's not even worth filming, but you can get some pretty interesting behavior. A few nights ago I was actually out here and I saw looked like the alpha male came in and kind of put the smack down on one of the younger, lesser subadults. Could have even been a pup of the year. It was really hard to tell on the grainy imaging that I was getting. I can show you that here actually if you're interested. But it just requires the time and the energy to be being able to put out into the field, and it just comes down to patience and doing it over and over again until you finally get the shot. So those are two big things as being a wildlife filmmaker that it's kind of a requirement. Spending lots and lots of time being patient and being resilient, which is certainly the case today.
After hours of waiting, the only thing that I had an opportunity to point the lens at was this cute little cottontail, which is a prey item of the coyote at least.
Alright, well, didn't get anything on camera today. Unfortunately, the coyotes were way off in that direction and way off in that direction, so kind of came up empty-handed tonight, but that's often the way it kind of goes with wildlife filmmaking. You win some, you lose some. Often you just sort of sit and wait for hours until something comes your way, but it's the way it goes, the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Anyways, if you like this video, please do me a huge favor and give it a thumbs up. YouTube loves it when you interact with these videos, whether you're giving comments or giving thumbs up or sharing. All those things kind of help propel this channel a little bit further, so go ahead and give it that thumbs up. And drop a comment in the comment section below. Tell me if you've ever had any cool experiences with coyotes. I always love reading your comments and hearing your feedback as well. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. There's a whole lot more content that I have kind of planned on the way, kind of showcasing a little more behind the scenes of what it takes to make wildlife documentaries. as long as some of the cool experiences along the way. So really cool stuff coming. So yeah, I'd love to have you join me on this journey. And in the meantime, keep an eye out for the next episode of Filming the Wild. It's coming soon.